HVAC, fence companies, and other home service businesses. Here's how we're going to add an additional 10 to 20 installs to your schedule every single month without spending any money on ads. And you might be thinking, wow, how do you do this? Or this is a bunch of PS. I'll get into what that looks like. Before we start, this is not spending money on ads. So I'm not kidding. You don't have to spend X amount of dollars every month on ads in order to obtain that result. This is actually a system that we've implemented for dozens of businesses. It's truly working right now. This is going to allow you to kind of relinquish the reins to the marketing towards us, and then you can focus on the other aspects of your business. And the cool thing is this whole system is developed with AI in mind. So not only do we leverage AI, but we're following a pattern that we've seen where businesses are going to get stuck in this old style of doing things without noticing AI. That will not be you if you see this video through to the end. But for those that do not take advantage of this, they're going to lose out. And there's a way that we can play ball with AI right now and still generate this many calls without having to reinvent the wheel on who you guys are and how you operate your business. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Who we are, we're brother-owned, faith-driven business. We've worked with hundreds of companies. We are working with $200 million brands, and we practice what we preach. So we have 46 reviews right now, right there on Google. And we highly recommend, if you don't have a Google page, you think about that. And so case studies. Here's one. We added an extra $600K a year to an HVAC company we were working with in one of the major cities in Florida. Problem was, before they started with us, they were waiting that 12 months for leads. If you've probably heard of, hey, SEO takes time. You sign up, you're like, hey, where's all the leads? Where are all the results? Newsflash. If people are doing it the old way, those results aren't coming. So how do we implement this? How do we actually get their business to this point? Well, we implemented Serge, which is our process that we follow that's going to generate you the same amount of calls. But also, we are leveraging reputation. We understand that in order for an HVAC company to truly dominate, and this is an HVAC case study, you need to have a strong reputation. So if you are winning in your neighborhood, people love your work, but you just aren't getting enough phone calls, this is definitely for you. The other thing is just checking out kind of the results. Not only were they able to add $50,000 a month into their top line every single month, but we're able to target those high net worth zip codes that you're probably know that your high paying clients are living in. Here's another really good one. This company they had the website guy doing the 12-month SEO thing, and they still were looking for other solutions because this was not working. It was strange because kind of dissimilar to the last situation where, well, I would say similar. The previous company had reviews, but not this many. This company had over 400 Google reviews, and they were still wondering, hey, why is the phone not ringing? So at that point, we had to say, all right, reviews are one thing, but what else is Google looking for? So we came in here, fixed this online reputation issue where they have all these reviews, but nobody's finding them. And as a result, in less than a year, we've added $1 million in revenue to their business, increased their footprint by 100%. So I can actually show you what that means. 100% footprint is pretty good. And we unstuck them from this slump where they were waiting 12 months for results. Here's the third one, plumbing franchise, $200 million brand. When we met, their business was struggling. They did not know what they were paying for, working for a massive marketing partner, I will not say their name, who was just talking circles around them. Hey, why is my marketing not working? Blah, blah, blah. It's this, XYZ reason out of our control. A bunch of humbug, to be honest. And with them, we brought them on, and this is just one example of the texts we get from the owner. It's just tough to see how some of these massive brands are going to treat you. You go with them because they have this huge brand, but once you actually experience it, you're kind of just a number, which is unfortunate. And then the fourth case study is plumbing and HVAC company spends less to get more. Yes. So problem, previous high ticket marketing agency was forcing this company into a corner. Past customers were the only thing keeping them afloat. So we did a marketing audit. That's how we start with everything. And we led to realizing there was this huge gap in opportunity. And then we advised this client, hey, invest into some marketing. And as a result, generates $50,000 in ROI. So that's 47K profit, not too bad. Last case study, we have a fence company who, it's kind of funny how all these are like blending together, ditches $25.5 billion marketing company. So this one is dear to my heart because, hey, he's come to me, look, this company I'm working with is massive, right? They have the best, flashiest system. It's one click setup, sign up. I feel like I have it all taken care of because their marketing is so, well, their marketing was so good to get them in. But once you experience their service, you're like, what the heck, where are all the calls? So long story short, he was losing out on employees, people leaving his company to go work for somebody else because he wasn't getting enough phone calls, considering spending money on billboards, which that does work, but maybe not as the first thing you do to get leads in. And as a result, we got him to the most searched place in the internet. He saw a 250% increase in calls year over year. So I'll zoom into here, 264% increase, and left us this glowing review. So that one's really awesome. He's very open about the situation. So this is where most companies get screwed, is there is a number of constraints that keep most companies in the rat race, and it could be any of the following. So not generating enough quality leads. There's a joke there, Angie who. Quality, kind of the emphasis on that point. Not closing enough deals from current leads. So kind of a quality issue at that point, could be a sales issue. Not getting enough found by enough homeowners, relying on word of mouth and referrals. So that being said, right, we can get referrals and word of mouth. That's an awesome part of having a small business, but at some point it can't be your main source of leads. Spending money on ads, you're not getting results, so you don't have anyone who actually knows what to do, or what you're doing right now is barely working. You're not consistently generating new customers month in and month out. Basically, your systems are broken. Losing employees to competition, and working in the business versus on the business, which is common. That's the 4-hour work week deal where it's, look, you didn't start your business to learn marketing. You started it to be a tradesman. And as a result, you need some support. So the problem for most business owners is they're too busy running the day-to-day to think about marketing, or they think they're taking care of it and they have no way to tell, or they know what needs to get done, but they don't have the time to do it themselves, or getting robbed by their current marketing people who don't care about their growth. And unless you've scaled or sold multiple businesses before, you're stuck having to figure all these things out by yourself while focusing on all the other aspects of your business. So can this be done on your own? Can you learn marketing on your own? Yes, you absolutely can. The reality though is time. One, you're not going to have all the time in the world to do these things. And then two, if you do want to spend 12 hours a day working on your business plus your marketing, you're not going to have any time to enjoy the fruits of being a business owner, which is kind of the free time that you get and the lifestyle that you want. So the Serge Your Service Biz System, this is going to summarize like what we do. If someone tells you there's one magic tactic that'll grow your business, whether it's running ads, buying leads, or buying some fancy funnel, they're not focused on your results. They're focused on the sale. So that's how most agencies operate. Oversell, underdeliver, then rinse and repeat with the next client. The truth, real growth comes from a system built on reality, not hype. One that improves over time, does not waste your budget chasing cold leads. It actually drives results you can feel within your business. An actual system where your cost to acquire customers drops, not climbs, where the leads coming in are actually ready to buy, and every move you make adds to your long-term asset that keeps working for you even when you're not. So where results are obvious, not a dashboard boasting about increased clicks or more impressions, which has you wondering, is this marketing blank even worth it? Most businesses fall short because they aren't trying. It's not because they're not trying. They fall short because they're following strategies designed to look good in a pitch, not actually perform in the real world. So the sad thing here is, frankly, most marketing companies are just trying to make the flashiest, newest pitch to cover up the fact that they're afraid to address the real elephant in the room on how businesses are consistently generating leads month in and month out, and just throwing a fancy new label on a broken system doesn't make the system better. And so our process is going to result in these things. Predictable process for getting the phone ringing without referrals, targeting quality leads who want to work with you, proven process for selling the same or higher price product as your competitors, going from that guy I know to the best guy in town, data tracking system so you can identify and make data-driven decisions to scale, unlimited support to contact to ensure you know what is going on at all times, and then having marketing under control so you can focus on the day-to-day of running your service-based business. So how do we do this? One, strategic marketing audit. So we're going to sit down with you, go over your systems, diagnose what's going on, and answer these two core questions. What is your process for getting the phone to ring at this time? Are you in control? And what are the current constraints? Because asking those two questions can get to the bottom of a lot of things. Step two is systems. So we have a process that we follow that's working. And this is what we do for home service businesses. It's not like we reinvent the wheel for an age-old method. We are trying to stay on top of the times. And as a result, we've developed the Serge silo system, helping you develop long-term assets. So stuff that's going to last with you, build your business, not us. We're not like an Angie's List where you pay us and we just send you a bunch of leads. That's not how we work. We want you to generate all the leads because those are the people that are ready to go in their lay down high quality sales. So we track everything. We have an in-house team, proven systems, and basically we know that, even if you're just getting started, you might need a different system than somebody that has a full-fledged business right now with multiple trucks on the road. So there's ways you can grow with our team, and that's because we keep tabs on everything going on and we can always add or subtract as needed. And then step 3 is leads. So we install our lead generation infrastructure into your business to ensure we are maximizing the most optimal acquisition channels to get a consistent sales targets. Ongoing marketing assessments. So basically this doesn't stop after the sales call. That's only when it gets started. 24/7, 365 calls is the result. And if you don't work weekends, we can adjust that. Year-over-year growth, trackable digital footprint. This stuff is so critical. And then our marketing team is actually making sure that we understand cost per lead, cost per acquisition, client acquisition cost. So all of these things result in us generating you tons of new customers, high paying clients. And we also are able to add channels over time. So increase your zip code footprint and reactivate your old clients who've used you in the past, but they forgot you exist because we never reach out. So this is not for everyone. Last piece of this, if you're not a home service business doing at least 10K a month in revenue, have less than 4-star reputation online, or don't have a license for your service or operating illegally, all of these things are not, if you hit one or all of these things, this is likely not for you. So please exit the page now. If you feel like, hey, look, one of these is me, but it's technically not my problem, talk to me about it. Maybe we can see if there is some sort of legit reason here. But implementation. So if you want to see what this looks like, whether you are just thinking about booking a call with us or you've already booked a call with us, the process is going to be a marketing audit, pinpoint your bottlenecks, and then actionable steps to remove said bottlenecks. The goal of this is to get actual value out of this call so that you leave the call with, whether or not you move forward with us, you're saying to yourself, wow, this made a lot of sense and I want to use these guys, whether it's now or in the future. So we're not going to pressure you on that call. This is done for you service. So we cannot work with everybody. That's why it wouldn't make any sense for me to pressure you on the call, or any of our team to pressure you on the call, because we cannot work with everybody. And we only onboard 8 to 10 maximum businesses per month. That way we're not not being able to service everybody at the highest level. So in order for us to do that, you have to meet our qualifications, and we can obviously uncover that on the call, make sure that we are a good fit to work together. So whether you are already on my calendar, on one of our team's calendar, looking forward to that meeting. And if you haven't already, schedule a call with me and you can benefit from everything we just went over. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. Talk later.